Imagine living in a country where everything is done in secrecy, where women have few rights, and there are numerous underground cities in the middle of the desert. Discover the most secret country in the Middle East. Iran is known for being a highly isolated and authoritarian country. Iran is an Islamic republic with a unique theocratic system. The government is led by the supreme leader, who is the highest political and religious leader of the country. The supreme leader has been Ayatollah Ali Khamenei since 1989, succeeding Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini, the leader of the 1979 Islamic Revolution. The supreme leader holds authority over all aspects of government, including the executive, legislative, and judicial powers. Iran also has an elected president, who serves as the head of government and is responsible for implementing policies set by the supreme leader. The president is elected by popular vote every 4 years, but their functions are limited compared to the supreme leader. The current president is Ebrahim Raisi, who assumed office in 2021. The Iranian political system is regulated by the Guardian Council, composed of 6 Islamic clerics appointed by the supreme leader and 6 jurists appointed by the head of the judiciary. The Guardian Council has the authority to interpret the constitution and veto legislation deemed contrary to Islamic principles. This is an institution comprised of Islamic clerics elected by popular vote every 8 years. Its main function is to select, supervise, and, if necessary, replace the supreme leader. The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, is a significant military and security arm of the regime, with extensive political and economic influence. The IRGC is tasked with protecting the Islamic Revolution and the order established by the regime. Law in Iran is based on Sharia, Islamic law, and the judicial system is supervised by the supreme leader. The legal system includes special courts and revolutionary courts that handle cases related to national security and political dissent. The theocratic regime of Iran exerts significant control over society, including media censorship, restrictions on individual freedoms, and repression of political opposition and dissident groups. Women face restrictions in various areas of life, including clothing, marriage, and political participation. In Iran, women encounter a series of restrictions and challenges regarding individual, social, political, and legal rights. Women in Iran are required to follow a strict code of Islamic dress, which includes wearing the hijab, headscarf covering the hair and neck, in public. The religious police, Gasht-e-Ershad, are tasked with ensuring compliance with these dress laws. Marriage and divorce laws in Iran are based on Sharia, and women face significant inequalities compared to men. For example, a man is allowed to marry up to 4 wives, while women do not have the same right. Additionally, the divorce process can be more difficult for women, who often face legal and social obstacles. In cases of divorce, custody of children is usually granted to the father, unless the mother can prove that the father is unfit to care for the children. This can be especially difficult for mothers who may face discrimination in the judicial system. Although women in Iran have the constitutional right to vote and run for political office, their political participation is limited in various ways. For example, women's candidacies are subject to approval by the Guardian Council, which has the power to veto candidates deemed unsuitable. Although women in Iran have constitutional rights to education and employment, they face discrimination and barriers in accessing educational opportunities and high-skilled jobs. Additionally, women often receive lower wages than men for the same work. Women in Iran face restrictions on property rights, especially regarding inheritance and land ownership. In many cases, laws favor men's rights over women's. To give you an idea of Iran's regime, women were banned from attending men's football matches for 40 years. It was only recently allowed. Indeed, this country is truly authoritarian and very different from Western democracies. But how did Iran reach this point? Well, we need to understand the entire history of Iran. The territory that is now Iran has been inhabited by peoples since prehistoric times. The Elamite civilization flourished in the region around the 3rd millennium BC, followed by the Mede dynasty and the Achaemenid Empire, ruled by Cyrus the Great, who conquered vast areas of the Middle East and beyond, including Greece. During this period, the people known as the Persians emerged, who are now Iran and its descendants. The Achaemenid Empire was one of the greatest in ancient history and stood out for its political organization, construction of roads, and religious tolerance. However, it fell to the invasion of Alexander the Great in 330 BC, leading to the Hellenistic era in the region. The Sasanian Empire emerged in the 3rd century AD and revitalized Iranian identity after the fall of the Achaemenids. This Zoroastrian empire maintained a series of conflicts with the Roman Empire and expanded its borders to the Middle East and Central Asia. It was finally defeated by Muslim Arabs in 651 AD. The Muslim conquest brought Islam to Iran and established the Abbasid dynasty. Over the centuries, Iran underwent different Islamic dynasties, including the Seljuks and the Mongols, who devastated the country. In the 16th century, the Safavid dynasty established established Shiism as the dominant religion and ruled until the 18th century. Iran faced colonial pressures and political changes during the 19th and 20th centuries. In the early 20th century, Iran was divided into spheres of influence between Russia and the United Kingdom. In 1921, Reza Khan led a coup and eventually became Shah, instituting modernizing reforms. In 1979, a revolution led by Ayatollah Khomeini overthrew the regime of Shah Mohammad Reza Pahlavi, establishing an Islamic republic. Since 1979, Iran has been an Islamic republic led by a theocratic system, with a supreme leader as the country's highest authority. Iran has faced internal and external challenges, including the war with Iraq in the 1980s, international sanctions, human rights issues, and geopolitical tensions. Currently, Iran continues to play a significant role in regional and global politics, especially on issues such as the nuclear program, support for militant groups, and involvement in conflicts in the Middle East region. Relations with the United States and other Western countries have often been tense, especially due to nuclear and regional security issues. Iranian women continue their struggle in this highly closed country. Iranian women, shaped by a rich history and culture, are a mosaic of diversity and uniqueness. Persian faces are often admired for their striking beauty, with expressive eyes, black hair, and radiant complexion. The country's ethnic diversity contributes to a variety of features, from lighter skin tones to more pronounced features. The hijab, an Islamic veil covering the head and neck, is mandatory in public for women in Iran. Despite this, they express their individuality through vibrant colors, patterns, and carefully chosen accessories under the veil. Iranian women's fashion values discreet elegance, with pieces that modestly cover the body but do not lose style. Long, flowing dresses, tunics, and pants are common pieces, often adorned with details such as embroidery and gemstones. Iranian women face unique challenges and obstacles in their society, but demonstrate remarkable strength and resilience. They are creative, resourceful, and persevering, seeking to overcome adversity and build a better life for themselves and their families. Family is the cornerstone of Iranian society, and women play a central role in family life. They are responsible for caring for children, homes, and often also contribute to the family budget. Hospitality is a fundamental value in Iranian culture, and women are known for their warmth and generosity towards guests. They offer food, tea, and warm conversations, creating a welcoming and inviting atmosphere. Islamic faith significantly shapes the lives of Iranian women. Many are devout and find strength, guidance, and inner peace in religion. Faith also guides their beliefs and values about family, community, and the role of women in society. Iran, with all its closed political system and its theocratic regime, faces some difficulties in relating to other countries and doing business. Iran has one of the world's largest oil reserves, and the oil sector plays a crucial role in its economy. Oil exports account for a significant portion of government revenue and total exports. However, international sanctions have historically affected Iran's ability to sell its oil on the global market. Iran has faced a series of economic sanctions over the years, primarily imposed by the United States and the European Union. These sanctions aim to restrict Iran's access to the international financial system and limit its oil exports, among other restrictions. This has had a significant impact on the country's economy, restricting growth and causing financial challenges. The Iranian government has sought to diversify its economy to reduce its reliance on oil. This includes investments in sectors such as agriculture, the automotive industry, tourism, and technology. However, progress in this area has been limited, partly due to sanctions and a lack of foreign investment. Iran faces economic challenges, including high inflation and unemployment rates. Economic instability has been exacerbated by factors such as corruption, poor economic management, and political uncertainty. Iran seeks to strengthen its trade relations with other countries, especially in Asia, to offset losses caused by Western sanctions. Important trading partners include China, India, and Russia. The 2015 nuclear agreement, known as the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, lifted some of the economic sanctions against Iran in exchange for limitations on its nuclear program. However, in 2018, the United States withdrew from the agreement and reimposed sanctions, negatively impacting the Iranian economy. Iran's currency is the Iranian rial, and $1 is equivalent to over 42,000 Iranian rials. Initially, we see that the dollar is highly valued compared to the Iranian currency. Perhaps because Iran has been facing significant economic sanctions from the United States and other Western countries. The monthly cost of food in Iran for a single person varies between $100 and $140. Milk costs 60 cents per liter. Bread costs 50 cents per kilogram. Chicken costs $3 per kilogram. Meanwhile, beef costs $9 per kilogram. You can see that prices are quite affordable for those earning in dollars or any strong currency, while other items are more expensive. As for rent, in the capital Tehran, a one-bedroom apartment ranges between $120 and $240. Considering it's the capital, rent prices are quite low. Since the country is very closed off, I couldn't find reliable information on accommodation prices in Iran. Overall, Iran's economy is influenced by a variety of factors, including its vast oil sector, international economic sanctions, and government efforts to diversify its economic base. Economic and political instability continues to be a significant challenge for the country. Iran, Russia, and China share common interests in various areas such as regional security, trade, and energy. The three nations see themselves as counterbalances to U.S. hegemony on the global stage. Relations between Iran, Russia, and China have strengthened in recent years in response to international sanctions imposed on Iran and the growing rivalry between the United States and China. Iran, Russia, and China conduct joint military exercises and cooperate in areas such as weapons development and intelligence. The three nations are seeking to increase trade among themselves and develop infrastructure projects together. Iran is a major exporter of oil and natural gas, and China and Russia are significant consumers of these resources. The three nations often coordinate their positions in international forums and support each other on issues such as the crisis in Syria and the Iranian nuclear agreement. Iran's alliances with Russia and China have strengthened its position in the regional and international arenas. The alliances have also provided Iran with access to military, technological, and financial resources. The alliances have been criticized by the United States and its allies, who see them as a threat to regional security and global stability. Despite common interests, there are also some differences between Iran, Russia, and China. Russia and China have closer relations with the United States than Iran. The three nations may struggle to coordinate their policies in some areas. Iran's alliances with Russia and China are likely to continue strengthening in the coming years. The alliances may have a significant impact on the geopolitics of the Middle East and Asia. Iran is a country located in Southwest Asia, bordered by the Caspian Sea to the north, the Persian Gulf and the Gulf of Oman to the south, Iraq and Turkey to the west, and Afghanistan and Pakistan to the east. Its strategic location makes it an intersection point between the Middle East, Central Asia, and the Caucasus. Iran features an impressive variety of landscapes, from coastal plains to rugged mountains. The mountainous region to the north and west of the country is dominated by the Alborz mountain range and the Zagros Mountains. Mount Damavand, located in the Alborz, is Iran's highest peak, standing at 5,610 meters tall. Iran's coastal plains are extensive and fertile, especially along the Persian Gulf. These areas are important for agriculture and the oil industry, which is a vital part of Iran's economy. Much of central and eastern Iran is occupied by the Kavir Desert and the Lut Desert. The Lut Desert is particularly notable for its unique landscape, which includes sand dunes and peculiar rock formations. This desert holds the record for the highest surface temperature ever recorded on Earth. Despite its vast expanses of desert, Iran has several important rivers. The Karun River, the largest in the country, flows into the Persian Gulf. The Zayande Rud River, which flows through Isfahan, is known for its historic irrigation systems that have been vital for local agriculture. Iran's climate ranges from arid to semi-arid and temperate. In coastal areas, the climate is hot and humid, while inland, the climate can be quite hot and dry, especially in desert areas. However, in mountainous regions, the climate can be colder and even alpine, with snowfall in winter. Iran is rich in natural resources, including oil, natural gas, coal, metallic and non-metallic minerals. The exploitation of these resources plays a crucial role in the Iranian economy. Despite challenging climate and topographical conditions, Iran harbors a surprising variety of flora and fauna. Due to its location between different biogeographical regions, the country is considered an area of high biodiversity, with a variety of ecosystems ranging from temperate forests to arid deserts. Well, folks, Iran is a highly dangerous, closed, strict, and very secretive and obscure country for us in the West. We would certainly have difficulty living there. What do you think about visiting or living in Iran? Would you try to live with an Iranian and build a family there? Comment below.